first, this is a female figure, but it's got a black bird for a head. This is related to Egyptian art, okay, the famous Horus image. He multiplies the breasts, he puts breasts on arms, etc., and nipples also. Notice how conspicuous the nipples are. The nipple is where you suck, okay? So it's a very emotionally primitive figure. I would say it's a mother figure, but it's a young mother. The mother has no face. She's not exactly human. That's the black crow of death. Now that black bird is a symbol of death. The female figure is very light. The mother is some kind of weird animal, you know, bizarre animal. But forgetting the mother, this is a very seductive figure. It's a young, attractive body. It's quite alluring. She's seductive. The breasts are coming at you. She's sort of standing, seated, hard to tell, okay? She seems enthroned a little bit. Look at the way the legs are. It's a very complicated work, formally, emotionally, visually complicated. It's the great goddess as seductive, her breasts coming out, offering them, but then there are a little too many nipples. Where do I suck here? I mean, this is a little confusing, a little dangerous. She's menacing as well as inviting. Well, I personally don't want to get too close to her. This is a dangerous figure, exactly. She can peck your eyes out. She has a mouth which is, say, not bringing food to the little baby bird. It's not human, really. So it's a monster. The mother is a monster, okay? As indeed the most primitive gods were, Egyptian gods. Think of Romulus and Remus nourished by a wolf, multi-breasted wolf, the famous sculpture of it. Okay, so the animal, and that gives you sort of the animal strengths. He certainly must have been aware of these mythological ideas of the mother as nourisher, but threatening nourisher. The wolf mother, there are many mythological stories of children raised by wolf. This is not exactly the blue bird of happiness over here. This is a predatory figure that, look at the beak there, but it's also a wise, enigmatic figure. So what I admire about this work, apart from the iconography, is the handling, the blackish band shadow there, the way it's modulated, it's very subtly modulated. So it's a sort of ghostly figure coming out of the mist. It's maybe some hallucination coming from the dark unconscious. It's so marvelously ambiguous, and it's so subtly painted, okay, with such nuances of tonalities, brilliantly done. Now, just on a painting point of view, it's quite wonderful the way he's got these white strands. She's sort of lightly bondage, what shall we say, maybe it's ribbon. Very ambiguous meaning, okay? Very ambiguous meaning, coinciding with the sort of ambivalent feeling going here. The mingling of the life-death kind of thing, the threat going on over here. I think he's working formally as well, and he's working also with that light-dark contrast. And the use of the dots, I think, is just the spotting, whatever you want to call it, I think is quite brilliant. I just call attention to, look at the blues there, blacks, master of what he's doing with the blues, the rose tint, the flesh colors, and he builds the breast up from top to bottom. I mean, it's quite, as a painting, quite amazing. He's got these lovely rose flesh tones there coming on this white figure, on one leg very white, and then there are highlights, the other leg more rosy, really a double vision. Notice that the pelvic area is darkened and the genital area, vaginal area, is sort of spotted, marked, as though marred. There is something about the figure that is marred. There's some details which are quite brilliant around the shoulder area coming out. I have to say, it reminds me of some of the things that de Kooning did with the shoulders of the female figure up there, and then the blue around there, a bit of heavenly dimension. And then I think very interesting touches, the little black spots up there, quite interesting, sort of like the sign of the medium. It's beautifully painted, and it shows his range of handling and his range of tonal mastery of nuance, highly nuanced. So it's quite fantastic in that sense.